top stories, air traffic controllers stage a work stoppage. We put the spotlight on Global Entrepreneurship Week, and rain forces a draw between Barbados Pride and Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. Welcome to Nation News for Monday, November 17th, 2014. I'm Natasha Beckles.
No matter where you are in the world, at home or abroad, Nation News keeps you connected with what's happening in Barbados through our website, video newscast, and online e-papers. So stay connected with Nation News. News, your time, your way.
A morning strike by air traffic controllers almost crippled operations at the Grantley Adams International Airport on Monday. The workers walked off the job around 7 a.m. protesting conditions of service. Chief among their grievances was a faulty air conditioning system. Flights to Miami and the Caribbean were delayed for as long as 2 hours in some cases, and some flights coming into the island had to be diverted. Normal operations resumed by 10 a.m., with senior supervisors manning stations in the air traffic control tower, while Director of Civil Aviation Kingsley Nelson met with the workers and their bargaining agents. 2 Christchurch men are in police custody in connection with last Monday's robbery near the Rockley Christchurch branch of Scotiabank. Police say a man was about to enter the bank when he was struck on his head by a masked man who took an undisclosed sum of money. The men, who are in their 20s, and a 23-year-old woman, also from Christchurch, are also being questioned about a string of robberies in the Hastings and Worthing areas. Sources say investigators have so far recovered a car, stoves, fridges, televisions, and a number of other items, including a Citizen EcoDrive watch. Government is committed to saving what is left of the sugar industry, but plans for its extensive transformation may have to wait. This was revealed by Prime Minister Frundle Stewart last Friday, following a blessing of the nation's service at the St. Philip Primary School.
I know that we are working on the transformation of the sugar industry into a sugarcane industry, where we put the industry on a completely different footing and we diversify what we can get out of the industry in terms of specialty sugars and that kind of thing. But in terms of setting deadlines, I don't want to do that because, quite frankly, we are going through some challenges. We have been going through some challenges for the last 6 years, and we do not know when these challenges are going to effectively come to an end, and therefore we have to concentrate on wrestling present challenges to the ground before we can be too ambitious about fixing deadlines for that transition from a sugar industry to a sugarcane industry.
Minister of Education Ronald Jones has strongly defended government's decision not to ban travelers from the West African nations because of the Ebola outbreak. He says such calls were discriminatory and based on ignorance about Africa and its diversity.
I'm not saying we should not secure our borders. I want to make that point. Because we are a tenuous little rock with open fragility because everything comes here. But allow the people who are in charge to do their work. Let them set their structures up. Let them monitor at our ports. And every port we have in Barbados, because we have more than 2. We have 4 or 5 now. Let them listen to the best advice that they can get. Let them guide and lead without going to this as though we have an insatiable appetite for panic. And then to show disdain and discrimination. We can't discriminate. We must never discriminate because we were discriminated against.
Mr. Jones was speaking during a graduation ceremony for children from New Orleans St. Michael who participated in a study program sponsored by the police and Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Regional celebrations of Global Entrepreneurship Week, or GEW, officially kicked off in Barbados on Monday with an early morning connector event at the Divi South Winds Resort. It was hosted by the Caribbean Center of Excellence for Sustainable Livelihoods in partnership with regional GEW sponsor Scotiabank. Barbados Ambassador to CARICOM Robert Bobby Morris and Minister of Labour Dr. Esther Bayer-Suku both stressed the need for greater facilitation of entrepreneurship in Barbados. Minister Bayersuku also addressed the need for a change in attitudes toward entrepreneurship.
When we talk about changing mindsets and changing attitudes, we know that it's not going to be easy. That does not happen overnight. So why should we bother, you might ask? Because entrepreneurship is the very engine of the much needed economic growth, and we must admit entrepreneurs not only create wealth for themselves, but very often go on to create jobs for others. We count on these innovative persons with new ideas to revitalize our economy. So when you thought you were doing it just for you and for your loved ones, hint, hint, it's not just for you. What you are doing is about revitalizing our entire economy. Entrepreneurship in Barbados is the catalyst for that growth.
Local GEW celebrations also got underway this morning, and I attended the media launch. Today is the start of Global Entrepreneurship Week. It's said to be the world's largest celebration of innovation and job creation. Each day this week, we'll bring you an update on how Barbados is observing these activities. Today, I had the chance to catch up with the General Manager of the Barbados Youth Business Trust, Cardell Ferguson. BYBT is taking the lead in the local initiative. Cardell, tell me a bit about Global Entrepreneurship Week and why it's so important that we observe it in Barbados.
Global Entrepreneurship Week is an international initiative which was started by the Kaufman Foundation in 2007. Its aim is to inspire, motivate, engage mentors and entrepreneurs to promote entrepreneurship as a viable career choice.
What are some of the specific things that you're hoping to achieve during this week and going forward, of course?
What we want to achieve this week is to create a database of entrepreneurs here in Barbados so that we, as business support organization, can offer the support that is needed for growth. We also like to see more entrepreneurs in Barbados coming forward. We'd also like to see that the way in which we do things is strengthened and it's more structured. So it's a lot to ask for in 1 week, but it is something that we're growing towards.
Stay tuned to Nation News TV for more of these activities as we celebrate Global Entrepreneurship Week 2014. Acting CEO of Roberts Manufacturing, David Foster, is calling on Barbadians to buy more local foods. Speaking during the official launch of the Roberts NIFCA Culinary Arts Arena over the weekend, he said the country needs food security now more than ever.
Barbados has now reached a crucial stage where our food imports and the outflow of foreign exchange are unsustainable. As Barbadians, we have the opportunity to change these trends by supporting local farmers and manufacturers. Yes, there is need for more advanced technology to improve yields, but our farmers, once investing in this technology, must have the market to sell their products, and the subsidized importation of products must be carefully monitored.
Barbados has become the first country in the Eastern Caribbean to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Convention on the Rights of the Child, and it did so in grand style on Saturday. Some of the most promising young talent from educational institutions, community groups, and service organizations performed at Hilton Barbados, and the event culminated with a beachside balloon release. There were also a number of speeches from UNICEF officials, young people, and government officials. In sport, Barbados Pride and Trinidad and Tobago Red Force had to settle for a draw on Monday as a wet outfield prevented play from resuming after lunch. Red Force, following on, had reached 213 for 5 before rain intervened during the break on the final day of the WICB Professional Cricket League contest at the Queen's Park Oval. Yannick Correa was unbeaten on 12, while Akil Hossein was on 10. Evan Lewis was the top scorer, stroking a valuable 61, while Kemar Roach led the bowlers with 2 wickets. TNT were bowled out for 96 in their first innings, replying to Barbados' 360 all out. And finally, a 6-year-old boy in the UK is claiming the title of the youngest Microsoft certified professional in the world. Ayan Qureshi, who lives in Coventry, passed the Tech Giants test when he was just 5 years old. His father said he introduced him to computers when he was 3, and realizing his talents, he helped him to study. The boy says he wants to launch eValley in the United Kingdom one day, which will be very similar to Silicon Valley. And that's Nation News for Monday. For more, log on to thenewlooknationnews.com as well as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and get your Daily Nation on Tuesday.